Behind me, you can see the 1910 Case steam tractor. The tractor's had a failure, so they're doing a little work. I'm going to take you back here and show you what they're doing. Hello everybody, welcome back to the shop, or I should say welcome back to the inside of the truck. Today we're going over to the Florida Flywheelers Park. For those of you who don't know what that is, the Florida Flywheelers is a group of individuals who got together to save all things tractor, steam, heavy equipment, to save that history. So it's a place that 3 times a year they put on a really great show, total family friendly. We typically bring our kids out of school one day. The education that your children will get at this kind of show far exceeds what they'll miss in a day of school. So I've got my 2 helpers for the day with me. I got Luke there in the back, I got Bo. We're gonna come over and lend a hand. Now what we're going to do today is go over and help the Florida Flywheelers work on a Case steam tractor. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. Definitely use you to go down there and click subscribe. You can also follow us on Instagram under Do Right Builder, or you can follow us on the Do Right Fabrication Facebook page. If you go subscribe below, be sure to click the little bell, that way you know when we put up some new videos. I don't know if any of you that are viewers have had any experience with steam tractors. Be sure to go down in the description. Let me know what you've done. All right guys, so this is a Case 1910 steam tractor, and essentially the main shaft, you see the crankshaft with the connecting rod there. Let's see here if you can see it. So there's one of the flywheels, the connecting rod. That main shaft through there has had a failure. I'll take you to the other side here and show you a little bit about what's going on. So here's the main shaft on this machine. Big flywheel sits here. There is a clutch that engages and disengages, and right here you've got a wear spot right there. So essentially what happens is there's a big sleeve right here, and there's a clutch that rides over the outside of it, and these sleeves work independently of each other. Oil hole through one, through the second, and into this main shaft, where oil can travel through here and lubricate it. And over the last 110 years, this is full of schmutz, whatever you want to call it, and it has not gotten oiled to the point that it has now worn this shaft. So what we're doing here, or these guys are doing, is they're going to remove this shaft out of here and discuss whether the shaft's going to be welded and built back up or machined down and re-sleeved. Much discussion around the fire pit about what's the best thing to do here. I'm sure the best resolution will come from it when great minds get put together. So something real cool. The front axle on this tractor, see the front axle, it has a central pivot right there, so the axle just turns, the whole axle turns to steer it. It's done with a chain and a windlass, worm and wheel, all the way up to the steering wheel. So essentially turns, tightens or loosens one chain, second chain is over there. And so that it doesn't completely break your wrist when you're turning it, there's this really tiny little spring to take the bumps out of it for you. So what he's doing here is he's scribing the front side of this bracket, and then they're going to scribe the corresponding front side so that they know that the cap goes one way or the other, because it matters. These bearing surfaces will wear accordingly. A lot of times you'll punch these on connecting rods before you take them off, or you'll mark them, but the space wasn't really conducive to getting a scribe down in, so they're doing it afterwards. How's that for a babbited bearing?
I like that. That's the last one I did.
You poured that?
I poured that.
So what they're trying to do here is just to get this is for valve timing. They're just trying to get it up off the shaft, because the shaft is going to come out, I believe, that way. So all they have to do is just get it loose and get it kind of up, hanging high. Then they don't have to undo all of these parts here. Hey, let me see that socket.
Yeah, it was welded in America.
That's a
Let me see.
homemade deep
Let me see.
socket right there.
That's welded in America.
What is that? Made in the USA, extra deep size. That's pretty cool.
It's going in, bro. Move that stuff up, put it down there.
Oh, look at that. I got something on my finger.
You're a dirty crane operator.
Very, very poor operation.
Yeah.
And the crane operator gets his hands dirty.
There it is.
Got it.
So the hope here is to slide,
Try the piston back up.
like you said, move the piston shaft back further. It'll allow the rod to slide back just a little bit more. Then it'll be able to clear the bottom edge of that pillow block, drop over, get it up out of the way, lift it up higher, and then the whole crankshaft can move this way. The rod will drop off the end down there. The crank will be free. There's a good shot. You can see the wear caused by the clutch sleeve that fit on there. When that oiler hole quit oiling, slowly wore it out.
You don't need any of this key here.
No.
You could even make yourself well, you can't, you wouldn't be able to broach that on the inside of that bushel. If you had that, you could slide on it. That would lock it in if you turn it.
Yeah.
Looks like it's worn on a taper this way. So that's looks like an 8-foot bed truck, just to give you a perspective of size. So what do you think?
Well, hopefully that was the hard part.
I like the way you said hopefully. What are you thinking your guys' approach is going to be for this?
At the moment, I think we're going to turn that affected area square, straight, and see if we can put a sleeve over it. I'm going to measure the end of the shaft, and if it's way out of tolerance, we'll turn the whole thing and put a sleeve the whole.
You'll sleeve the whole shaft. And then how are you going to hold it on there with a keyway in it?
Probably, like you suggested, put a small TIG weld down each side of the key.
Okay. You going to plug weld it too, or just?
I think that would be good, yeah. Would be easy to do.
You know, the KISS method is what I go by a lot.
Absolutely.
Keep it simple, silly boy.
Wouldn't hurt to have a little divot there and it holds some oil.
Yeah, really it wouldn't.
That shaft, what's the diameter on it? Is it got a crankshaft? Is that the crankshaft on it?
3 3/8.
3 3/8.
Oh, okay. So that wouldn't be a problem to put on lathe then at all. I was
No.
thinking it was like a crankshaft or something like that.
No, well, it is the crankshaft. There's a flywheel on the end of it that's shrunk fit on there.
How big
Yeah,
is it?
yeah.
24
But if you put the whole crankshaft on there, what's going to be the swing of the crank?
It's a 24-inch diameter flywheel. So in the flywheel is the crank pin. So if you can turn the flywheel, there's nothing any bigger.
Okay. Okay, so nothing's larger than 24 inches that we'd have to turn.
No. And you're turning just the crank diameter, which is 3 3/8.
Yeah. I was just trying to see what size lathe we'd have to put that whole shaft on.
68 inches center to center.
Well, that sounds doable. I mean, still, I think the best course action is just going to be to weld it up and turn it back down. You're going to have solid metal all the way in there, and I've done those kinds of repairs before, so I'm confident that's going to work just fine. and shouldn't be a problem to turn it down once we get it there.
We can weld it here at my shop if you want, Keith, or if you've got something else you want to do. My only concern on this whole thing is if we're gonna do it like we did those shafts that we just did for you, that there is a keyway, so every time you make a rotation, you're gonna break the arc in the keyway.
One way I'd probably do that is let's just weld the keyway up and we'll just cut a new keyway in there.
Well, I thought of that, but here's where I see the problem in that. If we weld that keyway, we put all that heat and shrink on one side of that shaft, we're gonna curve that shaft. We're gonna distort it.
Can we just put a plug in the keyway?
Yeah, that'll work. Machine a key to fit down in there that fits flush, and then we just weld right over the top of it. And that way we keep the heat rotating around the circumference. We keep that shrink all the way around the circumference the whole time.
Yep, that'll work. And when we machine it, we'll just machine that plug back out of there.
What the hell am I gonna do with a 600-pound shaft in my little shop? I'll make it work.
We're gonna make it work. We'll come up with a game plan.
All right, man, sounds good. All right, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed us out here at the Florida Flywheelers grounds, working on the 1910K steam tractor. Keep an eye on my channel and Keith Rucker's channel as we are going to jump in and help all the good folks out here at Florida Flywheelers keep this piece of old iron in service. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys real soon.